Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be the first video of a series of videos where I break down a single plugin in Logic and kind of explain how to use it and what it's good for. I've been wanting to do some videos like this for a while now, so I'm excited to get started on it and start chipping away at some of the many plugins within Logic. If that all sounds good to you, make sure you like and subscribe and you'll be notified when the rest of these videos come out. This video is going to be all about the sample delay plugin specifically. And I decided to start with this one because it's a really simple plugin that I feel like not a lot of people know about or use, and it's really underrated in what it can do for your mix. To get to sample delay, you're going to want to go Logic, Delay, Sample Delay. And now all the other delays here are actual like echo effects, echo, like dotted eighth, quarter note delay, whatever. The sample delay is not that. And so when I was first starting, I was like, why doesn't it delay? But it does delay. It's just not like a time-based delay effect. It just delays your audio by a certain amount of time. And that might sound unexciting or useless, but there's actually a few really important applications for it that I'm going to get into. So as far as controls, you have a delay knob right here, and then you can choose what unit of measurement you're using right here. So samples, 928 samples is actually 21 milliseconds. So that's it. On the stereo one, I'll pull that up real quick. When you do mono to stereo, you get an additional knob, so you could delay each side differently. You can also link them right here, and you've got the same unit right there. So what do you use this for? My main use for this is correcting the feel of an instrument. Say you recorded an acoustic guitar that is rushing, like pushing the beat constantly. Or even if he's not rushing, but it's just not sitting right in the mix. A great way to fix this is with sample delay, because you're basically just pushing him back, him or her, whoever recorded it. You're pushing it back ever so slightly. And those minute changes in feel can actually change how the guitar sits in the mix, and it's much better to be slightly behind the beat than ahead, because if you're ahead, you're always beating those drum transients and it's just distracting. But if you're slightly behind the beat with your guitars or whatever rhythmic instrument, it's a lot less noticeable. So I've soloed up my mix. I just have drums, bass, and acoustic guitar. So it could be actually a hair rushed as it is now. I'm just going to ever so slightly push it back, maybe like 10 milliseconds. And you can keep pushing it back until it feels offensively slow. That would be when it's too far. Right around 16 milliseconds in this instance is where it starts to get like too much. So if I push it way too far, it's gonna feel like sluggish. But there's definitely that sweet spot where it does help. It's great, it's so good. I use this all the time just to slightly correct the feel of especially live played instruments. It goes a long way. You can also use this trick if you're doing live sound like front of house, because you're not able to adjust audio files or anything. You're getting what you get. And so if you have an acoustic player that's rushing, you can delay that just a little bit. So this is not just a Logic trick, like you can do the sample delay thing anywhere, but as far as Logic goes, that's the sample delay. Another interesting thing you can use this for, which is more of a creative effect, is to delay one side of the audio. So let's use this same acoustic guitar as an example, and I'm going to do the mono to stereo this time. If you've never heard this type of effect before, it's called the Haas effect, H-A-A-S, and it's basically where if you delay one side of the audio by just a little bit, you're going to get this weird perceived depth and wideness. So it's a great way if you have a limited number of sources, or if you're trying to turn a mono source into something stereo. It's a really cool way, almost like a pseudo chorus effect. So hear how this guitar suddenly sounds much wider, much more extravagant. It's just, I just delayed the right side 21 milliseconds. Here's without it. With it. So this is an incredible trick. I love doing this. It works exceptionally well on mono sources like acoustic guitars, but it can also work great on weird keyboards or like backing tracks, anything like that, that you don't want to be super in your face. You kind of want to spread it out, push it back. Sample delay is a great thing for that. The final thing you could use the sample delay plugin for is light phase correcting work. It's not the best solution for this. It's better if you get something like In Phase from Waves. But if this is all you have within Logic, it's definitely a relevant solution. Unfortunately, this session doesn't have any live drums, so I don't have a good example for showing you this. But what you would do with the sample delay, say you have two mics on your kick drum, right? You have the batter here, you have the kick in mic, and then you have the kick out mic further away. That audio is going to get to the kick in mic first, and then a few milliseconds later, maybe only like 1 millisecond later, it's going to get to the kick out mic. So what you would do is delay the audio on the kick in mic just a little bit so that the audio for both kick mics is hitting at the same time. That's a basic way to use it for phase correction right there. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I tried my best to keep it short and sweet because the plugin itself is not that complicated and there's not too many uses for it. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or any other uses for this plugin. I'd love to learn more ways to use it. Thanks again for watching and make sure you like and subscribe.